Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Before we speak to Arueshalae, I do want to point out how goofy this helmet looks with these goggles. Looks really cool by itself, not so much with that equipped. Also, I need to give Sela my headband. My hand-me-down headband. Alright, let's talk to Arueshalae. Arueshalae looks at you and smiles sadly, without saying a word. Let's go to your dream. Let's do it. I can't wait to finally solve this riddle. Oh, but there's... A glimpse of concern appears in the succubus's eager face. My nightmare. It's still in there. Usually, he doesn't show up at all. But I think he'll attack us when we start altering the very nature of my dream. Better get ready for battle. And I must get ready for battle. I'll be waiting for you right here. Now, we're throwing a few buffs just to be safe.
Focus on the goal. No mistakes.
So I don't need mobility since Bucephalus probably won't follow us into the dream. I'm going to go with Raptor instead for the increased movement speed. Alright, we should be all set. Alright, let's go to your dream. I already read all that. I'm ready. Arueshalae touches your hand, and the real world fades around you. Arueshalae's dream seems even darker and emptier than before. The smell of smoke and ash lingers in the cold air. You can't see the nightmare, but you can feel it watching you from the dark. The succubus approaches the table reverently, as if approaching a holy altar. Then she hesitates. When Desna asked me, "What do you dream of?" I didn't know anything about dreams. I've been trying to imitate mortals, but never really understood what I was doing. I filled my dreams with so many things, but now I understand why they all burn so easily. They are not real dreams, but... how should I put it? Mortals don't actually dream about objects. They dream about ideas. Filling my dreams with those items was like stealing a roadside sign from its stake, and then claiming I had an entire town in my hands. Anebia isn't really dreaming about a loaf of bread. Her dream is about a whole new life. A life where there's no war. A life where she lives in her own house and bakes bread for her beloved. I'm sure that if I asked anyone about the things I stored here, they'd tell me why those things are in their dream worlds. The worlds where they find happiness. Did Anebia's words give you any ideas about how to find your own dream? They did. Almost. Maybe. I hope so. We'll find out soon enough. This table didn't burn, because it is a part of my true dream. A part of the world where I am happy. Now I just have to find out what this world looks like. Arueshalae closes her eyes. The world of my dreams is so close. I can almost see it. Almost. A teapot is on the table. Arueshalae whispers quietly. You can barely hear her words, but as she speaks, the world changes around you. The smell of smoke and ash is replaced by the fragrant aroma of freshly brewed tea. The teacups are full, and steam is rising from them. There's a spot of spilled jam, cookie crumbs. I must have baked cookies. It's a shame we didn't invite Ivu along. Planning to drink some tea. A hissing voice full of bitter hatred can be heard in the darkness. You used to drink souls before. How many living souls did you kill, you fiend? How many did you torture to death? You don't deserve a life like this. I've done many terrible things. Arueshalae's voice is quiet, but firm. I've ruined many lives. I'll be paying for that as long as I live. I'll fight until we close the world wound. And even after that, as long as there is evil in Golarion. But I will not give up on my dream, whatever it is. Without it, I won't have the strength to fight. I'll make you pay with your life.
Our victory is certain.
Okay. I didn't have to do anything. Arueshalae stops to catch her breath. These nightmares will never leave me alone. I know that I deserve them, but it is so hard to fight them off over and over again. Are you feeling alright? I am. I guess, as much as I can be in the current situation. Let's continue. Arueshalae closes her eyes again. Surrounding the table, I see a house. A large spacious kitchen. A ray of sunlight coming in through the window. The branches of apple trees swaying outside. You want to have a house of your own, my venomous butterfly. Machio's charred, ghostly face is twisted with hatred. You deprived me of my home twice. First, you took Elysium from me. Then I found myself a new refuge in the Abyss. But you've destroyed that too. Now you dare to dream of a house of your own. I have wronged you badly, and I feel guilty. I'm not trying to make excuses. There's nothing I could say that would excuse what I've done. But you are dead, Machio. I will never forget you. I will not let you take my life. You don't have the right to live.
We will be victorious.
Just want to get that summon out. So I assume it'll stay there for each one of these fights. Arueshalae looks pale as she wipes away the sweat and tears from her face. You're so close to finding your dream. You're almost there. Yes, I want to see it through to the end. A kitchen, a teapot on the table. And who's sitting at the table? Look, that's me. And there's you. We're chatting, laughing. You're holding my hand with such tender affection. From all the way across the table? Our arms aren't that long. So this is my dream. All this time, my dream has been about you. About a house that we could call our own. About friendship. No, about love. And maybe even a family. Family. Isn't that the word mortals use to describe the people who fill them with happiness? The people they love and can't live without. You can't be happy, you scum. You don't deserve happiness. The nightmare's hiss grows into a deafening roar. I will be happy. She looks the monster straight in the eye. Do whatever you want to me, but my dreams are mine forever.
Enemy approaching.
Alright, we're just gonna fight this time.
Let's try this way. This will hurt.
Or not. Good job, Arueshalae.
I just want to live here. In the world of mortals. With you. I have solved the goddess's riddle. This is my true dream.
The monster is gone, and all is peaceful once more. The smell of freshly baked cookies wafts through the air, and steam rises from the cups of hot, fragrant tea that have been set out on the table. Arueshalae gazes around her longingly. You've never seen her so happy.
I love you. Will you be with me? Will you share my dream?
The music here is fantastic. Arueshalae's slender body is bathed in a kaleidoscope of colors, and for a moment, she is completely surrounded by hundreds of fluttering blue butterflies. She stares at you with shining eyes. A home together. I'd fight the entire Abyss to make this dream come true.
We will never be afraid again. Let the Abyss be afraid. It fears and loathes everything it fails to understand. I know how demons think. They'll do everything they can to destroy us, because now they are more afraid of us than anything else in the world.
What's going on? What's happening to you?
Freedom. Finally, after all these years, I can feel it. The Abyss has released me from its clutches. I have solved Desna's riddle, and have found my dream. I have found you. I am not a monster anymore.
How do you feel?
I've never felt better. Everything that I hated about myself is gone. I look at you and I don't feel hunger. I don't want to kill. All the unholy cravings I experienced as a demon, they're all gone. Now I just want to be happy, to live and to love.
So your touch no longer drains the life from others.
No, I am not a monster anymore. Not a predator, not a weapon. Just a woman, like any other female mortal.
Arueshalae looks down at her slender fingers. Slowly, apprehensively, he reaches out to touch you. You feel the warmth of her soft skin as she gently strokes your hand. She looks at you timidly. Her trembling lips are parted slightly, and her breath is uneven. You know exactly what she wants, and what she is afraid to say. Kiss Arueshalae. Good thing I didn't cast Enlarge Person on myself. That made that hug a little more awkward. Her lips tremble slightly as she returns your kiss eagerly. She's being careful, gentle, trying not to hurt you. However, once she realizes that you remain unharmed, her timidity gives way to desire. The former succubus has long shown incredible restraint, suppressing her passions for years. But now, as her lips meet yours, she holds nothing back.
This is our happiness, our dream, an Elysium of our own.
The scent of flowers hangs heavy in the air, and a jubilant melody fills your ears. Arueshalae kisses you again, and again as she whispers. The dream world fades away, but Arueshalae is still in your arms. The kiss you shared in the dream now continues in reality. She presses up against you, and you feel the heat of her body beneath your clothes. Or her clothes. Do you want more?
I want everything. Everything I've never known before. Everything I've been waiting to experience for so long.
Touch Arueshalae's shoulder. Now you can do whatever you want. Okay. Arueshalae's whole body shivers with expectation at your touch. You feel the heat of her fingers as she intertwines them with your own. Take Arueshalae to your private study. Let's go somewhere no one will bother us.
Yes. Let's go.
She squeezes your hand firmly. As soon as you close the door of the study, two of you fall into each other's arms, and time ceases to exist. You explore every inch of her skin and her body, once an instrument of torture and murder becomes a vessel overflowing with tenderness and joy. And when she reaches the peak of pleasure, smell the fragrant flowers from her dream. As she moans in delight, the room becomes a garden, filled with the wondrous plants of Elysium.
As a succubus, well, I've done plenty of things in my lifetime. But what we just did was unlike anything I have ever experienced. It was the first time I've ever felt love and tenderness.
I was definitely expecting this to just fade to black. Arueshalae sighs in contentment. She breathes in deeply, inhaling the fragrance of the flowers.
I was so worried that my dream world was the only place I would find redemption. I was afraid that when I returned to reality, I would be a bloodthirsty monster again. But you taught me to see the difference between dreams and reality. The difference between thoughts and deeds. You showed me the importance of the real world. When I took the first steps on this path to redemption, I spent so much time living inside my own head. But you changed that. You introduced me to the mortal world. You made me a part of your life. And together, we have accomplished so many amazing things.
She looks around at the flowers of Elysium. Really? What did I do?
So many things. There are too many to name. For instance,
Arueshalae thinks for a moment.
what happened in Winter Sun truly terrified me. For a while, I stopped believing that my own life was real. An entire village built their life on lies. What if I had done the same? But you dispelled all my doubts. You convinced me that I was real and that my world was real too. You taught me to trust myself, to trust reality again. I was so afraid of returning to the 10,000 Delights. I knew that I was bound to meet some of my old acquaintances there. But you protected me from them. You didn't let them knock me off balance. In the slums of Arueshalae, I told you about my time in the city. I shared the one good memory I had of Arueshalae, and you showed me how to turn that simple memory into a good deed. Did my actions make a difference? Did I help that small demon in any way? I don't know. You taught me how easy it is to bring a small measure of hope and goodness into the world, and how much joy can be found in a single act of kindness.
It's funny, I can still hear the bees buzzing from that spell that I have on my character.
You see now? If it hadn't been for you, I would still be lost in my fears, illusions, and doubts.
When we're together, what does it feel like?
Feels like freedom. Impossible, indescribable freedom. I can give myself fully to you, and I'm not afraid that you'll hurt me. When I reach for you, I know my touch will bring you happiness. If the demons could feel what I feel with you, even for a moment, they wouldn't want to be controlled by anger and selfishness for another second. They think they have achieved true freedom, but they don't know what true freedom means.
These flowers, what are they?
They're the flowers of Elysium. But how did they get here? Perhaps it's a gift from the goddess. Or perhaps our happiness summoned them into our world. All I know is that it's a miracle. I can't explain how these flowers appeared, but I believe that they're a good omen, a sign of new life.
I don't want to leave. I want to stay here with you.
I know, I feel the same. The real world is waiting for us. So big, and yet so fragile. We'll save it, together. And then we'll come back here, to a place as real as our happiness. We'll return to our very own Elysium.
We can stay here together a little longer, can't we? Arueshalae says nothing, but leans in for a kiss. No more fear, just freedom and happiness. Alright, I do want to rest. Oh, what's this? Court of Drezen, Code of Martial Law. 1.1. The Court of Drezen shall be held before the army of Drezen. Whensoever the Queen, the King, or their viceroys are absent from the fortress, currently sworn commander of Drezen shall be proclaimed the supreme judge. 1.2. The Court of Drezen is open to the soldiers of Drezen. Senior officers have the right to dispute a sentence or express their agreement, but the commander of Drezen shall make the final decision. 1.3. The procedure for court-martials in Drezen has been expedited. The commander's judgment shall not be open to appeal. So it's gotten more and more strict. 2. Any civilian attached to the Crusade who is not a subject of Mendev, who deceives, engages in fraud, or breaks agreements, shall be sentenced to banishment from Drezen. 3. Any civilian attached to the Crusade who is a subject of Mendev, who deceives, engages in fraud, or breaks agreements, shall be sentenced to imprisonment. 4. Any soldier or officer who breaks the code of honorable conduct with respect to the people of Mendev shall be sentenced to imprisonment. 5. Any cultist or demon follower proven to have engaged in heresy shall be executed. 6. Any looter proven to have committed an act of pillaging shall be sentenced to imprisonment. 6.1. Any looter proven to have killed soldiers of Drezen or robbing them shall be sentenced to death. What if they robbed them and then killed them? 7. Any preacher who serves the gods, but engages in heresy and corruption of soldiers, shall be sentenced to banishment. 8. Those who sell harmful and forbidden potions, powders, and other medicines to soldiers in Drezen shall be sentenced to death. I feel like the corruption of soldiers would be worse than this. At the very least, they should both be sentenced to death, right? Like, if this is a death sentence, corrupting soldiers. I guess when I think corrupt soldiers, I'm thinking like turning them into cultists. So maybe that's not what that means. 9. Any deserter who is caught during an escape shall be summarily executed or sentenced to death. Any deserter who is found hiding shall be arrested and sent to the front to serve in the unit known as the Condemned. 10. Anyone without a military rank who kills a soldier of Drezen shall be convicted by the court of Drezen and sentenced to death. 11. Any soldier who kills another soldier of Drezen shall be sentenced to death. 12. Any soldier of Drezen who breaks the laws of other nations shall be sentenced to imprisonment. I should probably keep that on hand. Good to know the rules if you're in charge.
I'll go ahead.
Don't want to just make arbitrary. I do want to rest. Can't rest here. Oh, that's right. We have to go to the Midnight Fane, which is through the barracks. I'll probably wait to do that, just so I have Ivu in my party for now. I'm afraid that once I do that, Ivu's going to leave. And she's going to make at least a quest with Grey Boar, where it's just going to be me and him a little easier. I did waste a few buffs, so I would like to rest again before we leave for Grey Boar's quest. I also want to try talking to Arueshalae one more time. Maybe if you pray to Iomedae, even just once, a miracle will happen. How do you know it won't? I think if I begin to pray, Iomedae herself would be so astonished, she will descend from heaven to find out what calamity has occurred.
I know the way.
Alright, let's get back to the tavern, see if Arueshalae has anything new to say, and then, let me check on the Crusade first. Alright, a report. Thanks to the power of the Wardstone residing in Drezen, Demon Siege was much less bloody than it could have been. Enough soldiers survived in the Citadel to form a fighting detachment that is now awaiting the commander's orders. So we do have an army somewhere. Threatened. The spies have reported that the enemy is preparing a series of attempts on the officers' lives. The generals are asking the commander to take precautions and protect his loyal servants. I mean, both of these are probably good ideas, but this is also a good idea. Because we can't always protect them. There will be times when, the guard is down. It's best to have them be able to defend themselves. So train the officers how to fight off assassins, which if they're officers in the army, they should know how to fight anyway. Gerber knows the tricks assassins use in their work. He will teach the officers how to defend themselves if they are attacked. The training will require some time. By enchanting the altar of the first retriever. The relic that was created from the altar of the first retriever is attracting practitioners of secret knowledge. A druid who has arrived in Drezen is asking for permission to cleanse the sacred item of corruption. A dark priestess from Nidal wishes to dedicate it to her patron Zon Kuthon. And a frenzied worshipper of Lamashtu yearns to awaken the spirit of the long-dead monster. He'll be given the right to touch the relic. So either way, it's going to be a shirt. That's a polymorph exclusive effect. That's for a druid specifically. All these suck. This one's probably the best one. Well, this one's pretty good too for a druid. I think we'll go for the cleanse, just because it fits the character the best out of these options. I'm not going to use it either way. This clean and nice shirt is weaved from retriever spider web, purified with druidic magic. Whenever a druid wearing it casts a spell from their spellbook, they cast as if they were one level higher. They also get a plus 10 competence bonus on lore nature skill checks. Alright, so we have 4 days, so that one's done. And that's it. We could go to the map. Yeah, so we have 3 areas we haven't had access to yet. Oh, this sucks. Alright, let's recruit some. So I lost all my armies. That's so frustrating. How do I assign him? Let's say a day and 23 hours. Is he out of commission or something? Alright, we'll hold off on that for now then. I have a couple days before I guess I can assign him. I'm not sure why. I guess he was injured? Maybe after... Because, yeah, the other general has been defeated before. So maybe it's like Warhammer Total War. When the general or legendary lord in that case gets taken out, there's a recovery period. But it's been 6 months, or some people are saying years, so... Whichever. We do need Grey Boar, and I guess only Grey Boar, so let's get rid of it. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it's not too far away. How do I get there? I don't know if I need to go this way or this way. Probably this way. Oh, whoops. You guys stay right there. Not what I wanted to do. Only 7 hours. Hopefully we don't get attacked. Not a combat encounter, it seems. Well, it might be. Brothers, sisters, I'm having a vision. I see him. I see the commander. One of the disciples of the Holy Martyr. There he is, standing before me as if he were alive. A dirty, exhausted fighter in rusted armor jabs his finger at you, staring at you so intently that his eyes seem to almost bulge out of their sockets. Hey Toil, look over there. It's definitely him. Yes, it's the commander. I swear by the holy tears of the Holy Martyr, it's really him. Heard of the bricklayer who once stormed into your room to tell you Ember had been abducted, looks at you in awe. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, I see him too. But where's the martyr herself? A heavy-set tiefling woman with broken horns and a convict brand on her cheek takes a hesitant step toward you. Doesn't seem like a vision. Hey, are you alive over there? Give us a sign. I'm not a vision. I'm alive. The knights stare at you, obviously afraid to come any closer. Hoyle nods at you. Yeah, he seems real enough. We all believed Ember the Holy Martyr perished in the abyss, along with the commander and her other disciples. Half a year has passed, but if you're alive, what happened to the preacher? Is she still alive? Where are you going? We're going to the unholy altar of Baphomet, the one shattered by the tears of our Ember the Righteous. The surviving Templars, led by the demon Thasgarad, decided it was time to repair it and start offering up sacrifices again since she was no longer here. They started with our former cultists. They keep them captive and kill them one by one. We don't abandon our own people. We're going to free them and shatter the altar into dust while we're at it, along with the demon and his minions. I won't lie to you, Commander. We could really use some help. We have no time to gather reinforcements. Every hour we delay could mean a death sentence for one of our brothers and sisters. If you and the preacher decide to help us, we'll be grateful to the end of our days. If not, well, we'll somehow have to handle it on our own. If you decide to help us after all, remember to bring Ember with you. The demons will run as soon as they see her. Now, who are you? We call ourselves the Redeemed Brotherhood. Who we are? Quo scratches the brand on her cheek with gnarled fingers. The short answer is we're all scum. Convicts, deserters, looters, even a few former cultists. Those who heard our Saint Ember's preaching and decided it wasn't too late to do something better with our lives than throwing them into the abyss. Not all of us were lucky enough to see her in the flesh, of course, but those who heard her sermons passed on their words to others. We even collected her teachings and turned them into a book. Our thinking was, Ember herself may be gone. Well, we all thought she was gone. Her words would live on. They continued to spread and save those who were lost. Once there were enough of us, we had the strength to fight back. So that's what we do now. We fight them everywhere we meet them. We didn't go with the Queen. We decided that someone should stay here and keep an eye on the city and the surrounding area. Turns out we did the right thing, since we met you here. Why are you calling Ember the Holy Martyr? Everyone knows Ember perished in the Abyss, along with the commander and her other disciples, thus became a martyr. Well, so everyone thought until today. What do you mean by disciples? Since when am I her disciple? Aren't you? You traveled in her party, listened to her preaching, fought evil at her side. So to them, Ember's the main character in this story. And to Nenio, she's the main character. But what happened to your horns? I broke them off. A woman touches an uneven stump with her finger. I'm human, not a demon. No matter what they say, I am human. Aren't you a tiefling? You call a demon because you're a tiefling. Being a tiefling is only half of the problem. The real problem is this. The more evil you do in your life, the less good is expected of you. If you stole yesterday, you will also steal tomorrow. Isn't that fair? But if everyone treats you like garbage, all you can ever be is garbage. What other choice do you have? And if a thief has horns on her head, well, everyone knows what that means. They're a demon. What else could they be? I used to rob and kill. Got convicted, sentenced to hard labor, escaped, and started over. I thought there was no other path for me. Honest people refuse to accept me. I don't owe them anything. I've done too much evil to try to repent. I've lived like a demon in the abyss. Nothing but evil in my past and my future. And then I ran into these guys. I'd been praying for the demon's salvation. Well, at first I laughed. Then it hit me. What if I really do have a choice? What if there is something else in life beyond this never-ending nightmare? I spoke with those who'd seen Ember in the flesh, listened to them and recite her sermons from memory. And then I broke off my horns. And with that, I broke away from my former life. Turda, what are you doing here? You spared me before, that deserved nothing but death. After that, I vowed to dedicate the life you gave me to spread the teachings of our little preacher among the people. Fortunately, I was not alone. Oh, now go. I wish you luck in the battle. I'll come to your aid. Thank you, Commander. With both you and Ember the righteous on our side, we cannot lose. Oh, don't get ahead of yourself. You're probably going to get there before I do.
As it should be.
I really wish he had a different run animation. It's hard to take him seriously when he's running around like that. Really? Also, I have new spells at the bottom there. For the armies. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here. The next one will We'll speak to Chief Soul and continue towards Greyboar's quest. Be a lot of random encounters, I assume, so I think it might take an entire episode just to get to Greyboar's quest and then go from there. So I'm going to call it here for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.